Chairman DeMaria, Dr. McGork, members of the school board, it's an honor to be here as a very proud principal at Weems Elementary School to share some of the data and some of the successes that we've had over the past year. So, is there a clicker, or I'm just going to let this? Okay.
I can do it for you if you'd like.
No, yeah, it's fine. It's like sensitive. Okay, so Weems Wildcat Pride is one thing that that we have with our uniforms and our school colors, and we're always wearing our red. And you can spot us around, or if you drive past our school, you see our uniforms and the kids running around. It really has made really made it difficult for games of tag, from what the students tell me, because they're chasing the same people. So, but one of the things. One of the things that I really share with staff, and we as a staff really take pride in, is Weems is a neighborhood school, and we're in the city here, and we are all neighborhood schools. So we represent every student, every parent, every aunt, uncle, grandfather, anybody that lives in the neighborhood, and we as a staff make sure that the students are prepared, and we want to make the community proud, just as we would like for our home if it's not in the Weems district. So having said that, I want to go through some of our celebrations, and I had it on a PowerPoint where they kind of like appeared and all that, but they're just listed, so there's a good bit of them here, so just kind of stick with me. We are a high-performing Title I school, and that's something that we're very proud of. And what is a high-performing Title I school? It's a school that celebrates diversity. We're a school that has over 70% economically disadvantaged. That's a high number for Title I, and 55% ELL students. But that's something that we celebrate, we're excited about, and it motivates us to push us to make sure that we're giving every one of these kids the best opportunity that they have. So, and we'll talk a little bit more about the data and things there. So consistent growth in meeting all academic goals. So, as you can see, as we're going through it with all this data, we set goals, and we all set rigorous goals. And this happened to be a year that, it doesn't happen every year. We push for it to happen every year, but we hit every one of our academic goals: reading, math, and Virginia studies. I'll get into some of that data a little bit further. So, as we progress, I want to talk a little bit about all the different progressions. And I know that Mr. Lyon touched upon it. Over 4 years, this is my 4th year as principal at Weems. And, as we started and embarked 4 years ago, we embarked the first day. I was taking over the tag program that was getting off. And the first day I showed up, it was the first day of uniforms. So it was, it was all these things that it was exciting, taking on new programs and exciting programs that were set up by the people before me. In reflecting on that, the cool part about it is when you trust implementations, of your instructional framework, of RTI, of TAG, and uniform, and you trust those things, and you really don't try to do it all and bite it off, you really see the value in it, and you see the progressions, and your staff will kind of move with you. So I'm really proud of the students and staff, and we'll see some of those things. So this summer we were all up at University of Connecticut at the Confertude. It's an international educational conference for gifted students, but within that is Joseph Renzulli's school-wide enrichment model. While we were up there, he was the Gifted School of Education was named after him. And we're sitting there powwowing with him at the table, and he's naming us a visitation school for this region, where he put his eyes on us. He came and did professional development. And if you would see when I explained that Dr. Joe Renzulli came to my school when we're in Connecticut, we're talking about this, people want our autographs and stuff like that. But I'll explain a little bit. We had our team, they invited us to actually be presenters, and we're a model school. I was able to be on the Leaders Forum, working with other principals that are SEM around a lot of schools in Texas, up in the Northeast. It's still kind of growing down here, but it's been really cool. So that's definitely a celebration that I'd like to share. Back in 2015, we were able to earn the National Excellence in Urban Education Award. And that was great. We got to go to Dallas and present and share our experiences. And I'm afforded the opportunity now, being an award-winning, the principal that represented Weems, to be able to travel around the country and be a criteria award winner and kind of get to see other great schools and get other ideas and bring them back to Manassas City and bring them back to my team. So that's a great thing, and that kind of transitions into shared leadership. I bring those great ideas back to my team. They they have to kind of stop me because I have so many of them. So it's that trusting implementation and really making sure that you're trusting the process. But I have a great PLT. We have an opportunity in Manassas City that our central office gives us time and funding to work and really reflect on our school, think about our schedule, create our norms for the school year, think about, reflect on the year with our leadership team, our grade level leads, all those types of things. And I really thank them for their dedication, my whole PLT, for each summer and through the year, meeting on those things consistently. And I also want to thank my PTO. They're stronger than ever. We have a very strong executive board this year, and really moving forward over the 4 years, I think we're really set up and moving forward to go there. So, and we're pushing forward with some ideas for students as well. So dedicated staff and presenters. So kind of going through with some of the presenters in the model, we obviously talk about how we're a model school in terms of TAG, but our ESOL team is amazing. They've been presenting. They presented at a state conference. They represented Weems and Manassas City on co-teaching, which was a great honor. And we actually had a group come up from Spotsylvania that wanted to see how our co-teaching was happening. What are we doing with our ELLs? How are we getting this co-teaching, not just standing to the side, but everybody active and using those skills? And so that was great. We had regional presenters at the math conferences and state conferences. They had attendees. Our coaches presented at the Region 4. They presented our RTI process for all of Region 4 to reflect on and see and think about how we've progressed over those years. And lastly, the fun story that I had a picture of all the red that we had, but on a Saturday I offered there was a regional conference that was here in Manassas, and it was $10. So everybody wanted to go, and they said, well, you pay for the $10, and I said, this is going to be a great investment. So my team of 18 teachers showed up on a Saturday morning to do professional development during the school year last year, wearing their math nerd t-shirts, and it was a math conference. So it was a pretty cool sight, and just really great individuals there. And getting into, just to kind of give you a little bit of depth about TAG and SEM and the school-wide enrichment model, it's really the authentic learning. We have multi-grade level electives that you guys have heard, so how cool is that when you get to be in a grade with another student from not even another class, but a whole other grade, and learn from them. We have people being role models in older grades for younger kids looking up, building those connections and things that they didn't even know that they had. So those are in the clusters based on their talents and their gifts and their interests. And also in the classroom, we really try to do career exposure and have those types of things. And it builds on those 21st century soft skills that really are so important for kids that we don't really think about for their mental health. Really being able to talk to one another and share ideas and have those things. So I think the last thing to kind of reflect on that, to kind of group it in together, is that the uniform piece, that you don't really realize how it eliminates distractions. But now think about this. They have authentic learning. They have real life experience and exposure to real life things that they can think about, share with kids from other grade levels, really build those skills, and not have the distractions of the kid wearing the messy t-shirt that he wanted and his mom won't buy for him the whole time he's sitting there upset, I wanted that jersey, I wanted that, mom and dad, I really wanted that jersey. No, but so those types of things really kind of eliminate distractions, have pride in our school, and kind of make that connection. So I hope that you see that celebration and kind of understand a little bit more about what we do. And in our clusters, we had 25 authentic community speakers that came to our school, talked about their careers, talked about different types of things, and exposed them to background knowledge that they wouldn't have had before. So it's kind of like career day every Wednesday for our clusters, and they work on projects. So those are just some of the celebrations. Okay, so pass rates by subject. As you see here, we have 2012 to 2015, and you see some jumps. A couple of things to note here is that we've had our reading and math, up 8 and 7, and really with the staff this year with 2015, we'll talk about some of the other stats, but you've been seeing some of the numbers that come through, and we're very proud to represent the division here with 80s, 83, 86, 89, have an 80s party and wear some cool socks and do some things there. So we're excited about that. We're extremely excited about English and reading, a 10% jump there this year. So that's something that I guess you'll see in some of the other slides. Again, here is reading, so you'll see some considerable jumps this year with some difference, and a considerable jump from 4 years ago. So we were in a good place 4 years ago, and we're even in a better place now. So that's the exciting piece, and we're moving with that momentum. So if you take a look here, one thing that hops, we see all the green, and we do see a white area in the gap group too. So later in the presentation, when I talk about areas for improvement, I'll share a little bit with how we want to attack and what the team is looking at and what we're working with there. Moving into math. As you can see, really with math, the thing that's really cool about math is we're consistent with math and just kind of moving the train forward. Like I talked about, my staff, they're wonderful. They have passion for conceptual learning, for the balanced approach with getting in with the basics and the conceptualness and really pushing forward. So really see some great scores pushing through here. All right, and then here we move forward with pass rates by the SOL test. So some things to note here, as we talk about being a Title I school, as we talk about, celebrating diversity, we're not afraid to perform with those other schools. And as you can see, if you take a look at our average versus the state average, we're blowing the state average out of the box here for the most part. So we're 9 points ahead of the state average in third grade reading, 5 in fourth grade, and 10 in third grade math. So we're extremely proud, and we're extremely proud, like I said, to contribute to the division and push our students forward and make sure that they're ready to go on to Mayfield and Metz and Osborne and build that foundation for them. Okay, balanced scorecard. Okay, I think she's pulling it up. Right, Lee?
Yeah.
Ms. Miller,
We're
sorry.
fighting.
Okay, all right, so I don't have mine here. Again, as others have stated, like I talked about at the beginning, we've met our goals, all 3 academic goals. When you set a goal and you have a team and you have a plan and it comes to fruition, it's just it's an amazing feeling, as many of you have experienced, I'm sure, in your careers. So we're going to continue to move forward with our goals and push forward, which I'll talk about. Our pass advanced rate, that's something that I'm going to address a little bit later as well. We're proud of our pass advanced rate, but we want to keep moving. We want to move beyond just the basic and get take advantage of some of those higher order thinking things and kind of push forward. So that's where we are there. Numbers of we have all our students participated in a career event this year. We had Career Day, and that was an event for everyone. We have our counselor for every grade level having 2 career exposure lessons, and we also have TAG, which, like I talk about, is really that authentic type of learning and exposure to many different careers and different types of things and on an ongoing basis. So our staff attendance rate, we set a 2% increase, and we made that increase right at 96%. Student attendance, we stayed right at there and had our goal at 96. Teacher retention rate, we have a very stable staff, only a few new teachers this year, so which is great to kind of keep the things moving along. That was great. We met our goal there. The PTO, like I talked about, they're fantastic. They worked with me from some different ideas, and really what they wanted to do is work some quarterly meetings. They wanted to have quarterly meetings because they felt that it was, if we can chunk as many meetings down and give that opportunity on a quarterly basis, communicate those things, and try to have some fun events around that, we can get some more people in and do some different things. So having said that, we were able to meet our goal, and we're going to try to continue to do some more of that. And I don't know if you guys have been around Weems Road when we have events, but it's pretty crazy, and there's no parking, and because so many parents come out. So it's a great thing. We've had great success with one school on book, muffins for moms, donuts for dads. I think somebody said something about granola for grannies, but I don't know if we were going to do that or not. No, I don't know. We haven't done that. Sorry. So So let's see, I lost my train of thought, I'm sorry. So percentage of parents, again, that's baseline data. Student extracurricular clubs, we had an increase in our extracurricular, so we're good to go there. We met our goal. Number of business partnerships. Now, you know, I talked a little bit about having the community partnerships with TAG, and that's something that I'm going to talk about in the goal. I didn't really, just because they came in maybe once or twice, I wanted to make sure that I streamlined a process for the actually, you know, let's come into a partnership, not just a speaker and things sharing, but we're going to work on that. Percentage, parent-teacher conference participation rate. So we had 100% participation rate. So that's something that, you know, when I sat here last year and talked with you all, that's something that you were passionate about. I came back and talked to my PLT, I talked to my office staff, and we attacked that with our first parent-teacher conference. We had a deadline set for in the middle of December. We made sure that we hit that at in our February. And then I have a great staff and office staff that's bilingual. We really reached out, and they may not have been person-to-person conferences, but it was contacting them saying, do you understand that we would like to meet with you and talk with you about your child, and we're going to have this, it's going to be a parent-teacher conference. So all reported that every child was met with throughout the school year. So just to be clear there. And the percentage of teachers with professional development, last year we were moving and sharing resources on OneNote. And this year, so they were trained through blended learning and how to use that with their students and things like that. And this year is exciting. We're transitioning from OneNote into Google. So I'm anticipating that we'll still be at the 100% with that. Okay? So areas of strength, one of our goals last year, if you remember when I was here able to speak with you, was our students with disabilities. And I'm happy to report that our students with disabilities in reading had an increase of 17 percentage points, and our math had double digits of 12 percentage points. So we're very happy that we met that goal, and very happy to speak to you about that. And we've already talked about all three of the goals that we met throughout the year. So the areas of improvement, we're going to increase gap group 2 achievement. So that's something that when we took a look at the data kind of popped out at us. So through our RTI process, through some periodic meetings and some planning with the grade level leads and talking there with targeted intervention, that's going to be a focus area for us this year. And like we talked about, we want to increase pass advance percentages moving beyond the pass as well. And finally, we have our goals. Again, we're consistently moving. You know, we made a 10% increase in reading this year, so, you know, we're setting our goal for 3% more. For math, we consistently have gone up. We're at 86, higher than we've ever been. We want to be at 89. Virginia Studies, we want to break into that 90 zone. So those are our goals. And really, the last thing to kind of round it out with the home to school connection, it kind of connects it all, is a community outreach goal. And we want to continue to do the things that we're doing, but we want to have multiple opportunities for parents to provide feedback, as well as come in to visit us, increase that number. I want to come out with a baseline establish baseline data for surveys and really reach out. I really want to get their voice this year. You know, our division now has some of those capabilities, so I want to kind of dip my toe in the water and see what I can do to do those types of things. And we want to establish a process, like more of a formal process for our TAG program, to have the people that come in communicate, talk about some different types of things, of how we can be in partnership, how we can share our information at their business and have other people come in our city. And the last one is something that we've talked about with redistricting. We want to make sure that our new community from Centerville Road there are Wildcats. We want to make sure that we welcome them and have different types of events. So, you know, we had the great event that worked with Neighborhood Services providing ice cream on Centerville Road. We really appreciate working in the city with that. And you know, Ms. Seberg was at our Weems family picnic. 340 parents showed up last Friday in the heat outside, brought their food, and you know, it was amazing to see. Really the cool thing about it was the parents talking to one another, seeing the kids that are in their class, and really building that connection within the neighborhood too. So not only that, they're friends, and they're going to set up play dates, and they're talking about people, where do you live on the same street? So again, we're a neighborhood school. We want to make the community proud. That's something that we're proud of, and that's all I have, so,
Thank
thank
you
you.
very much.
Yep.